Today, we're going to be rebuilding my favorite NFL team, the Green Bay Packers, a team that's in a little bit of a weird spot because they've kind of finished their rebuild, and they're not a bad team, but they're also not a great team. I would say they're a very good team, but not quite great. The team's just too young, right? They're going to be, it seems, the youngest team running for 3 straight years now, and you can definitely see it at times, right? Big concern is the wide receiver room. You've got a lot of good number 2s and number 3s, if you will, but you don't really have a number 1. And there's guys on this team that have the potential to be number 1. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Dontavion Wicks, all guys with the frames, the skills, the catch radius that you need from a wide receiver 1. I know Watson's hands at times are a little sus, but he's made some big-time catches. It's just the consistency isn't there, especially when it comes to staying on the field for Romeo Doubs and obviously Christian Watson. I think there's a good chance that we do trade 1, if not 2 of these guys. Not only do we just not have the room, especially with Green Bay taking 2 more wide receivers in the draft, but I also just don't think you can pay all these guys, right? Like, a lot of these guys are needing contracts like as soon as next year. Of course, Jordan Love, top 15, top 10 quarterback. Top 5's a little, now that's some homer stuff right there, but top 15, top 10 range, wherever Jared Goff is, I would say, like 2 overalls under that. So, wherever Jared Goff is, maybe a rank or 2 below that, which I think is good. I think you can get a top 15 quarterback in this league, you can win a Super Bowl with that. Right? I think that's like Jalen Hurts. He's probably top 10, not top 15, but you can win a Super Bowl easily with Jalen Hurts. So someone that's a little bit worse than him, I think you can still win one. As far as the offensive line goes, this is where things kind of got a little funky in my opinion. I like Anthony Belton a lot, but I think not only did you take him a little high, but it's just not a positional need. I get it. You got guys that, maybe aren't going to be here soon enough. You're running out of money, but I don't think it really helps your financials when you overpay for a guard you didn't need. Aaron Banks is a good run blocker, and I think he will be a better Packer than he will be a Niner, almost undoubtedly, in my opinion, just because of the unit around him. But you got a guy similar to him in Sean Ryan. You have almost a very exact one-for-one talent. It's just their styles are flipped, right? One's a better pass blocker than a run blocker, but they're equally as good as each other at their respective styles. Of course, Elton Jenkins is one of the more versatile O-linemen in the league. Zach Tom's one of the best straight-up tackles in the league. And then Rasheed Walker's a very solid left tackle as well. Tucker Kraft, one of the better tight ends in the league. Top 15 again. That's what I'm thinking. This Green Bay team's like 15th at most positions, right? And it's like, is that good enough to win a Super Bowl? Maybe. Going back to the wide receiver position, though, Matthew Golden. Have I told you I hate the Chiefs? We're number 22. Yes, that's right. Shaheed, of course, kind of warmed me up to it a little bit. Obviously McCaffrey, but pure wide receiver-wise, dropped the speed of him in this roster. He was at like 98 speed, 97 excel, and I get 4.29's fast, but I don't see 98 speed. 96, I think, is perfectly fine. This is a guy that could actually be your X, because yes, while he kind of looks like one of those shorter, Zs, he does have a good catch radius and very, very solid hands, and that's kind of what it takes to be a true number 1. So it would not surprise me to see him instantly be the number 1 on this team. Of course, Josh Jacobs, elite running back, elite free agent signing. Speaking of elite free agent signings, the pair, Xavier McKinney, great safety stuff there as well. Free safety, Evan Williams is probably the better of the 2. Not even probably, at least last year, the better of the 2. But Bullard's got to start. The potential's there. Edgerrin Cooper, arguably the rookie of the year. Top 5 easily. Really good rookie season. Quay Walker is the reason why they're going to pick up that 5th-year option. Liability and coverage, okay in the run defense, just not a great player overall. Oliver, probably a better pass rusher, but we need him off ball, and he has a background in that. Corners, I don't want to yap too much, but I don't get it. I don't understand how Jair is the one asking for a trade. It's not his fault because of the injuries, but you're the problem. It's you being hurt that is the only problem. So I'm not understanding why he's the one that's mad. He's being paid top dollar to sit on the bench. I don't get it, dude. I don't know what's being said behind closed doors. Jair has a bit of a personality. That might just be it, to be honest. But I don't get it. I just don't understand how you're the one missing a full season's worth in 2 seasons by missing half the season each time, and you're the one requesting a trade while still on contract for like multiple seasons with a lot of guarantees. I don't understand it. Of course, they bring in Hobbs, another injury-prone corner. I think he projects as the slot corner with Valentine as the boundary, but for Madden's sake, we are going to put Hobbs at 2 because at 25 years old with star dev, he could develop into, just a solidified corner too, and we don't need corner at all. D-line, this is where I'd like to see that Aaron Banks money. I would love to see them put that in the defensive tackle position, maybe a Jonathan Allen, or go an edge, maybe trading for Trey Hendrickson. If it took Jair Alexander to do it, I would do it. I love Jair as a player, but I'm almost over it. I don't understand it, but really need a proven edge rusher. I know Green Bay stance better to defend the run, and that's why they're ranked way higher than that, but even against the run, I mean, there's a few of them were pretty good, but we just need edge. We need pass rush, and maybe Baron Sorrell is the guy. Maybe he is the guy. High motor, high personality, character guy, and there's potential there. We'll see what happens. I like Green Bay's draft. I didn't love Anthony Belton just because I think the O-line really didn't need the work, but you can never go wrong with depth, especially a monster in size like him. And then I really do like Savion Williams. I just don't know if it's a need for Green Bay. There's so many mouths to feed, and I think you're going to pretty much have to trade someone, which is likely what we're going to do here, I think, with Romeo Doubs. And there's been rumors if Rodgers does go to the Steelers, he's probably going to need another wide receiver option, and he's, it's a Packer. Rodgers loves the Packers still, it seems. Romeo Doubs to the Steelers for a 4th and a 7th. I think that's good value for both teams. But yeah, let me know which team you would like to see rebuilt next. Oh, I'm getting cooked here. And that might be the team that we rebuild. Also, if you end up enjoying the video, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff on the channel. And maybe check out the second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. Been playing some Oblivion over there. Look at the juke moves, by the way. Also, I guess Twitter. Jeromepkr, why not? Do the Twitters. Either way, let's get into this rebuild. Want to call it a rebuild? I don't know. Green Bay doesn't usually win a Super Bowl, but they get to one every once in a while in Sim. And I don't really mention it too much, but we do have a channel membership, so check that out if you're interested in it. We do have a monthly rebuild for members only that we do on the 15th of every month. It's usually kind of a non-realistic style rebuild, but let me know what you would like to see from that. Of course, if you're a member or you're thinking about becoming one, as I've got a lot of ideas, but I like to have some input as well. Either way, let's get back into this rebuild. We're having an okay season, but that's kind of how Green Bay rolls these days. A lot of money, actually. McDuffie, I actually kind of like McDuffie. I don't think he's amazing, but I think, he's just a hard worker. As far as the rest of the team, Chris Brooks, another, solid running back. Maybe we'll give him like a 2-year deal on something super cheap. It's either this or, bouncing practice squad to practice squad, probably, for the most part. Simmons, yeah, absolutely not. I mean, it's just those outside linebacker contracts are crazy. Whelan, I like him a lot too, so I'll probably sign him. And then if this Quay Walker 5th year sticks around, actually I can't do that because technically we're a year ahead. So the 5th year options here are pretty much void. All right, the Bears are kind of standing in our way of the playoffs here. Let's see if they want to deny us. They might. We missed at 10-7. Yo, the Rams took our spot at 10-7. It's not like the rarest thing, but it is somewhat rare to miss at 10-7, and that's exactly what we have done. Of course, even though Seattle's not the one in here, they're like, haha, we're almost sort of glad the Rams got in before you, because obviously they stole in real life, but yeah, that's disappointing. Obviously, Matthew Golden had an amazing season. Oh, that sucks. There was that's a playoff route, right? I mean, it's just gone. Playoffs, gone. And, it's almost like a real-life redo, if you will, which I get it kind of makes sense, because this is almost like the real-life rosters, but obviously you have all those bonuses and switch-ups. But Jordan Love, unbelievable year. 45 touchdowns, 14 picks, 4,300 yards. If this is the season Jordan Love has that finally doesn't put Green Bay in the playoffs, that'd be insane. That'd be so crazy that's the one year they don't make it, is when he was truly elite. Josh Jacobs, very good performance here. Golden, amazing. I mean, potentially rookie of the year level. Superstar dev, I think, should be guaranteed. Watson, that's an amazing year for him. Reed, that's pretty good for a slot. And then Tucker Kraft, a lot of touchdowns. We like to see that. Blocking, I don't see a world where Zach Tom's allowing 11 sacks in a season. Hell, half a decade giving that up. Gary, 14 sacks. Clark, 6.5. Wyatt, 6.5. Those are good seasons for those two. Van Ness, I would expect nothing less than that. 3 sacks, that's what I'd expect. Alexander and Bullard were amazing. They combined for 12 interceptions. A couple other guys had some picks, but Jair killed it. McManus would be so disappointed if he actually turned out to be bad after they signed him to a pretty expensive contract. I think he's making $5 million per year at the age of 3,000 years old. Daniel Whelan, about 52 yards per punt, which, hey, we re-signed him to a 3-year 6.6. We love the contract. MVP, Love is at 7. Lamar is obviously at number 1. Award wins rookie? Yeah, buddy. Rookie of the year for Golden. Defensively, Cooper at number 3. Bullard at number 7 for rookie of the year. QB, Love is a Pro Bowler. Could be superstar, should be superstar. Jacobs, number 3, Pro Bowler as well. Golden, Pro Bowler. Offensive line, Jenkins, superstar dev. I mean, that's actually kind of, this I wouldn't say guarantees it or proves it, but it almost kind of does prove that the user does get a little slight nod for the wins of rookie, or award wins. Gary at number 2, of course. Clark at 10, surprisingly. But we almost never see Elton at superstar, right? DB number 1. Surprised to not see Bullard in there, though, right? 5 interceptions. Yeah, where was rookie of the year? He was number 7 with 5 picks as a safety? That seems kind of crazy, no? Oh, well, what can you do? But, yeah, we don't make the playoffs. We go 10-7. Really disappointing stuff there. But yeah, Elton Jenkins, usually start Ev. We signed him. I mean, we've signed him so many different times to, our teams as different positions. The Lions and the Bengals. Pretty interesting Super Bowl. I'd be down. I'd be wanting the Bengals to win, of course, but I'd be down as the Lions do win. So we are already chasing our division rival, at least here in this realm. This rebuild specifically. Got a couple of dev ups here. Massive one for Jordan Love, who is now an 87 overall. Looking pretty damn good, if you ask me. Superstar development trait. And then Matthew Golden, what is he looking like? He is an 85. You know the craziest part about this? I don't believe I changed the sliders. I forgot to change the XP sliders, and yet this is literally all on base 100. That's kind of insane. I'll have to check because maybe I didn't. Maybe I saved it, but the fact that Watson went up 1 overall tells me I think I'm right. Take a look at the defensive side of the ball now. Gary could have went to X Factor, unfortunately doesn't. Bullard goes to Superstar, though. Oliver goes to Star. Okay, so this is a pretty damn good season. Javon Bullard, really good stuff there. Awesome. Safeties are elite. Truly a really good duo of safeties. Obviously, linebackers aren't looking too bad themselves. It's just that D-line, right? D-line's the big issue. Carrington Valentine, we already knew about Star because he got it from a breakout. And yeah, they're all on base. So the fact that Golden's an 85 overall base sliders tells you just how strong rookie seasons can be. With the retirements, and then I was like, I don't know how many people are going to be retiring on the youngest team. So yeah, let's not try that. Unfortunately, no off-season free XP gains. We have some re-signings, but I think they're all just players we're willing to let go. Some depth guys. Quay Walker, I actually probably would do that 5th-year option if it made sense. It doesn't make sense to do that because technically his 5th-year option is now in real life. But we do have a lot of money, $70 million, which is going to be completely destroyed soon. So we're going to be careful with this money, but if there's, some 1-year deals we can do that make sense, I'll do it. Nakobe Dean. I don't think we need linebacker. If we need linebacker, it's to replace Quay. And I think any rebuild we can avoid going for Nakobe Dean because we want to save that option, I think, do it, right? Just don't go for him when you don't absolutely need him. So then in the future, you can go for him, so it's not completely repetitive. But yes, I absolutely thought of the idea of just grabbing Nakobe Dean, who's technically an upgrade from Quay because he's a little more balanced, and then trading Quay off for like a 4th-round pick, which is a really smart move, but I am going to avoid that, I think. I think we're just going to potentially even re-sign Quay. We'll see what happens. It is draft time, my dudes. I think even though Van Ness isn't actually a terrible player in game, he's 24 years old now. I think you got to move on, right? I think you got to move on. We've got edge scouted. I did right end or D ends because you can also get DT knowledge, which we got a little bit of that, right? What about those DTs? Speaking of 2 to 3s, I can live with that. I think you probably end up taking one of the DTs, and then you try to get an edge rusher. You have, Upshaw, Traynor, was it? No, it's not Tarrant. Those guys are, like, interior guys. You have McCree, and you have Arrington. Although Arrington, I think, might have been off-ball now, right? But I imagine we'll have somebody there at 18, and that's probably the route we're going to go is just edge rusher. I think this Green Bay team needs edge rusher, needs D-line more than anything. Wide receiver I scouted because that guy was a huge guy with a little bit of speed. 2 to 3 is not bad. I actually wouldn't even be surprised if he is hidden dev, but he didn't blow me away, right? If you would have been a round 1 or even, obviously a top 5, absolutely would take him, but 2 to 3, I'll just stick with what we got. I'm good. I really wish McCree was there, but I think we have like pretty much all of our edge options here still, which we, I think, do, right? We have Traynor and Upshaw. I don't know who to take. I think Upshaw is better because he's round 1. He's a little younger. That helps out, obviously, for development, but at the same time, he's got that B finesse versus Traynor, who has an A finesse. A little bit slower from Traynor. I think Upshaw was around the same speed, though, so I don't know what to do. They're saying round 1. Do I trust it? I don't know. I mean, it's risky, but I'm going to trust it. Amir Upshaw, please just be hidden. 22 years old. Thank you. I don't care what his finesse could be 71 overall. I don't care. I just need hidden, and that's what we get. Let's slow sim it. All right, we make it to the second round where we have not only the left end, but also the DT. So we're definitely going to make a decision on this one. Trenton Lake, you know, we talked about Green Bay trying to stop the run more. This guy seems to be a bit more equipped to do so. B power move, B block shed. He's huge. Or Eric Gray, who might be a little bit better of a pass rusher. I really don't know. 50-50 shot. I'm just going to take Eric Gray just because he's a little more versatile. 58 true, and he's hidden. Dub of a pig. D-line, quote-unquote, being finished? Question mark. And then, of course, a really tough one for me, but I don't think I can go for him because he's just not that big of a need. I think we have a really fast tight end, Dakota Parker, who, I mean, like I said, I don't need him, but a 4.46 is so tough to pass on. I mean, realistically, what do we actually need, though? Like, off-ball linebacker for the future, but not right now. O-line, maybe for the future, but not right now. You know, obviously you could replace Banks at any point, but he's expensive, so I don't want to. I'm going to keep going until Henry goes, and assuming Henry goes before Parker, and I might just take, wow, look at all these tight ends going. I might just take Parker anyways. I mean, it's never a bad thing to have too much talent at really any position. We get decent value. We're at a 5th and a 7th to move up like 12 or 13 spots of the Cardinals, which is where we're going to be taking Parker. Very athletic tight end. Once again, don't need him. It's just the value is pretty solid here. Dakota Parker, super speedy. This guy's got to be hidden. 28 true talent, and he is hidden. 88 speed, 90 excel. Should have been faster than that, to be fair, but obviously a great player. And even though we don't need O-line just yet, we have a lot of linemen here. We have 2 4th-round picks, so there's a pretty good chance we trade up for one. We trade all this to move up like 15-ish spots, I think it was, into the 3rd round. It's a massive guard that I want, so that is who we're going to be taking. Mr. Deontay Morgan, 340, 6'6". If this guy's not hidden, I would be literally genuinely shocked. 29 true talent, hidden development trait. I mean, every day of the week. I think he might actually start over Banks. I wasn't planning on doing that, but I just think the guy's too good not to, and I also think Banks is just not going to be a guy that you can develop. Maybe could have went for an extra lineman. I know we have Belton, but just an extra lineman again even. Looking at what we could do here, we could go corner. Got a lot of wide receivers, got a lot of running backs left. I do kind of like Cofield, though. Harvey Cofield. A little bit of a power back. It doesn't look great in speed, but I think he's worth it. Harvey Cofield's got a truck and stiff arm. Normal dev, and he's, you know, about what I would have expected for speed, so that's fine. And then we find a decent, day 3 in the 7th round, tall wide receiver in John Keenan, who is 145. That's not bad. 90 speed, 91 excel at that height. That's an okay pick. As far as our draft goes, outside of like getting a better cornerback, I don't think we could have done much better here. It's just the cornerback room was weak. There was like 2 guys that I was willing to take in the entire class, and they were both like first rounders. Amir Upshaw, don't love the number for him, but a 77 finesse. Okay. That's a good player. That is not bad at all. Let's do something else for the number. The hell, 99, I guess. Sure, why not? Star development traits. We will have to take a look at him versus Traynor. And then Eric Gray, automatic starter over Devontae Wyatt. 81 finesse. Really good finesse move. It's insane. Looking at the dev of Star Dev, we'll have to compare him to Lake, I think it was, as well. And then Dakota Parker, who really... The smart thing with how fast he is would be to start him over Kraft, especially since Kraft's going to need a contract sooner. But for right now, he's going to be our number 2. Almost glad he's... The hell happened here? I was about to say, like, my left bumper going? I hate when controllers break, so please. I don't love either number. I don't like them at all. Both numbers are not my favorite. Morgan, 74 overall. Pretty weak finesse blocker, but amazing power blocker. I think he's going to be our starting left guard, and I have a feeling he could be superstar. He's not. Damn, I thought with his size, he definitely would have been, but he wasn't. And then the rest doesn't really matter too much. They're backups, but let's take a look at Cofield's truck stiff arm. Yeah, it's really good, especially with the juke move being decent. Good player. Trainer actually went not too late after our guy. Same overall as well. Ooh, normal dev. He would have been a great player too, but yeah, I felt our guy was a little bit better. And technically with that dev, he is. And then Lake didn't go too far after Gray as well. Probably a better player as he's 72 overall as a left end, but also normal development trade. Obviously, it would be a higher overall defensive tackle, but still, we made the right calls, it seems. All right, Season 2, I'd be pretty damn surprised if we didn't make the playoffs, as we're an 86 overall. Might even go to 87 with these upgrades from training camp that I have not actually applied just yet. Morgan's the new left guard. Morgan's the new right guard. You got Morgan's at the guard spot. What can I tell you? Banks is a great backup across the board. Belton, great tackle backup. Tucker, Kraft. I mean, we really should start Parker, but nah, I got to start Kraft. Golden's number 1. Reed's number 2. Watson is just a guy we're going to let go to free agency. Unfortunately, he's 26. Technically, he'd be 27 here in real life, and he's only a 79 overall. The speed's crazy. Every single user franchise you do, if you run him and he doesn't get hurt, he should be like an X factor by year 3. You know, just that speed and size combo is lethal in the game, but in Sim, not so much apparently. Defensively, we could have done more for the corner spot. Like I said, I think Hobbs could be a better slot than Boundary, but didn't love the picks. Valentine's good at number 3 as a star dev. Safeties are great. Linebackers are, high potential. D-line, you maybe just need to replace Clark and potentially Gary, but other than that, the team is not only good, but sort of long-term set. We're having a pretty damn insane season, but we're also broke as hell. $39 million left to pay Quay Walker, Rasheed Walker, Zach Tom, Christian Watson, Devontae Wyatt. I think it can be done. I think we can at least... See, I usually don't like to pay Quay, but then he has these contracts where I'm like, okay, I've got to pay him. A 4-year 24 is crazy value. Obviously, Zach Tom is ridiculously talented at $23 million. That's a theft. And then Rasheed Walker, I just don't think we have the money for. Like, we physically can't, we're too broke to do it. Hopefully he has a bad year because Zach Tom really should be the one let go because he was worse than, that's the wrong thing, worse than Rasheed Walker last year. But obviously the value is too good. It's like a near 90 overall. What am I doing? I'm like literally all over the place here. I want to see the stats and awards. I got to remind myself. And yeah, he's as a left tackle, he's killing it, dude. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, we're not losing too much. Even if we just lose Walker, I could live with that. Willis, I would love to keep him. I think in real life, if he asks for a 3 or 12, if he has to play some time and he looks as good as he did, I think they easily pay that, right? But I think his contract would be a little bit more than that at this rate. Walker, though, I don't think we can afford him. And I think by the time we can afford him, if we can, he'll be even more. Jordan Love's an X Factor. Let's go. He also gets 10,000 XP and 1,000 more for a scheme fit. We had a really good year, but an unbelievable slide. But we do hold on for 13-4. Reason why I say unbelievable slide, we were like, I think it was 11-0. And then we lost 4 straight games. But then we picked it up at the end with the Browns and the Vikings. If we lose that Vikings game, I don't know the win, loss, all the tiebreakers. I don't know if we beat them the first time or not. But, we potentially lose the division at 13-4. But yeah, Jacobs, number 1 running back. Reed, number 1 wide receiver. Love was great. What a year. What a year this team had. Jacobs should be an X Factor. Reed should be a superstar. Watson was way better than I thought he would have been. He did more with the ball than Golden did. They had, almost the same exact catches. Golden played more snaps, yet Watson did more with it. Kraft was a little mid, admittedly. Lol, dude. Zach Tom had a great year, though, so worthy of the contract, obviously. And then Walker, 5 sacks allowed is so good, though, but I just don't think we can afford him. Like, we physically couldn't to this point, and I don't know if that's going to change. Gary was great yet again. Upshaw, really good for a rookie. Clark, pretty good. Gray, little mid. Hopefully Upshaw gets that dev up with a Rookie of the Year award win. Picks, not too bad, especially Jair. Kicking, better than last year. Punting, better than last year, which is hard to do because he was already great as is, but what a year there. MVP goes to Josh Allen. Jordan Love at number 5. Coach of the Year number 3. Just give me Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's all I ask. Yes, Upshaw is a superstar. Let's go. Jordan Love, number 1 QB. Jacobs, number 2 running back. Jaden Reed, number 2 wide receiver. Zach Tom, that would have been a huge dev up if he would have won O-line of the year. Oh, that would have been so amazing. Gary at 6 for D-line, a linebacker Noah. DB, number 4 for Jair, and then kicker, number 5. Great year. We're in the playoffs. Deserved to be last year, to be fair, but in them this year. And we don't even have to play the wild card round. And then for our little thing here, Christian Watson's the best option, right? Wide receiver 3. We should have him practice. In real life, I would have catching. I think even in game, I'd have catching, no? Well, I'd have an injury if it was real life. Shots fired. Yo, I didn't even realize that, but that said 15 to catching. They give you a plus 15 to whatever the 3 things are. Spec catch, regular. That's insanity. We have the Eagles here. Oof, they're 9-8, but still, they won a game and they're in the playoffs. Doesn't matter. 9-8 is irrelevant right now. Well, it's got a +5 to finesse for all D-line, which at least 2 of them are finesse types. But here it is, 9-8 Eagles. I mean, we're a really good team, and we have that Packers offense because, of course, we're rebuilding the Packers. End of the game, what are we looking like? I think right to left is us. It is 7-0 with a stop. It's 14-0 with that stop. They do get a touchdown, though. It's far from over. 14 all at halftime. Kind of let that one up. They scored 14 unanswered right after we scored 14 unanswered. Defense is doing really well. Offense is just not finishing drives. From the 11, offense has a chance, and they will get the touchdown on the buzzer beater. 4th and goal from the 2. Down by 3, the Eagles trying to drive down and win this game. And that might be exactly what they do. 33 seconds left, down 4, but all 3 timeouts, so there still is a chance. Brooks is the number 2, really? I don't even know where he would be number 2 on this situation. Jordan Love trying to extend the play, and receiver comes back to the ball too late. We get 4 yards. We also lose like a billion seconds. It was like 8 seconds. Not a great play from us at all. Maybe you take that because he's tall. It's a good throw. Oh my! Behind the defense! Mitchell burned. This is why I said, once again, why he would be an X factor after a couple seasons. Every time you use him. He's so freaking fast. Guys like him, DK Metcalf, always a problem in our online leagues. Always got to bench them by like week 12 because they have 2,000 yards already. Oh my God, he just burned them. And I don't think they're going to make the comeback. They do not. 31-28. I know he's fast as hell, but I cannot believe he actually burned him like that. Jordan Love, 4 touchdowns, 374 yards. Jalen Hurts, 266 with 2 touchdowns. Rushing, both sides are pretty equal. It's just Jalen Hurts had some more rushing numbers. Receivers, Watson, dude, he had a big game even without us. Take away that 66-yarder. That's the many sixes. And he still had over 120 yards with a touchdown. So great performance from him. Pass rush, Carter's always going to do his. Oliver, as an off-ball, had a sack and a half, utilizing him in those rush situations too. Smart. Championship round. To the championship round, we have the Detroit Lions. Not one I'd like to see because they just won a Super Bowl. So it's like a real high risk. It's like, okay, your chances are you go to the Super Bowl, right? You're going to the Super Bowl if you win this. But if you don't, you're not only not going to Super Bowl, but your division rival has a chance to repeat. Adding to their legacy, this is so much pressure. I would hate to be in this game, but it would be a hell of a game to watch. This is the type of game where, you might lose some years off your life, either side, right? Especially the Packers side, because, Lions just won the Super Bowl, but Lions put up a lot of points in this one already. We're down 6 at halftime. Offense, I don't think, is built for this. Defense gave them a good fight. It's just the offense is not moving the ball. They need to score a touchdown, and they're wasting. Are the Packers the ones winning? Because they wasted a lot of clock, and here it is. Game on the line, 3rd and inches. They've got some wide receivers out here, but you have no choice but to go goal line, right? It's an inch. It's literally inches. Who the hell is that? That Travis Hunter at fullback? What's going on? Hey, hold on. What's going on here? Are we going to get out there? We will, and they lose yards. They lose 4 yards on that play. That's actually massive. And I don't think you go for the block. I think in real life you do. Because it also, makes them kick the ball quicker. But in game, that doesn't actually affect anything, I don't think. I think you actually do go for the return and trying to make this a little bit more manageable. Savion Williams. Just going to try to run it straight up. But yeah, you can see the return there to the 29. We only need a field goal, so it's actually not a bad situation. You got a lot of speed as well. Probably should have Watson running deep. And there you go, inside. Golden gets popped, but does gain a lot. It's going to be a lot of yards taken away, though, as well. It's going to go the same slant. Come on. Tucker Kraft, pretty good route. Holds on, gets out of bounds at 36. They're telling us to go, jailbreak screen. No. I just want to get, 10 yards and win the game. Jacobs. That was the plan almost all along. Let's spike it, see what kind of time we have left. I mean, you might be able to... I don't trust a run there. You might be able to look for an outside throw. Golden or Reed. There goes Golden. Slides out of bounds to the 11. I mean, you can almost freaking... you know, you're going to almost go for the touchdown at this rate. What a hell of a drive that was, though. And they're going to try to ice us here. I would let the AI kick this. I just don't trust them to actually go for the field goal is the problem. Are we on target here? I don't know why I'm overthinking this. I don't want to sell this. I'm on, right? Oh, my God. Damn. I don't care what anyone says. I think the new kicking and all that stuff is actually great. I know there's a lot of people complaining because like it's actually somewhat difficult. But like I feel like kicks were guaranteed before. I mean, I almost just missed a chip shot because they iced me. Like, that's insane. We win the game by 1, though. I can't believe that, dude. Almost just choked it. Of course, Jordan Love was unbelievable in this game. Jared Goff was a little bit better in the completion percentage, but he didn't have 3 touchdowns, you know. They did have 3 on the ground, to be fair, but Jacobs definitely not play his best. Gibbs, pretty damn good. Golden, great. Golden's, like, really good, by the way. He's, like, fun as hell to throw to. Gray with 1 sack. York, 1 kick blocked. Wow. Green Bay and their blocked field goals are like legendary now, which is crazy because as a Packers fan, I mean, it is rare to see us do anything good in special teams, let alone blocking a freaking kick. Usually Green Bay special teams are legendary for their blunders. You know, the NFC Championship against the Seattle Seahawks, freaking Dan Connolly. Billions of different kick return touchdowns and punt return touchdowns given up. You know, freaking Devin Hester, like half his returns are probably against Green Bay. As we're taking on the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Could be another year 2. We've had a lot of year 2s lately. Let's take a look at how the Ravens got here. Were they the first round bye as well? They were not, actually. They beat the Chiefs by 6, though. Then they beat the Browns by 22. Then they beat the freaking Patriots by 19. So this is a very good team. It's concerning, just say the least. Both teams very similar. But they're just a little bit better on defense than us. Let's see what we got. Jordan Love, the X Factor. We already knew that, though, to be fair. Reed, Superstar. Jacobs, X Factor. All the devs we've expected to get so far this rebuild, other than Gary not going up in dev, has been, you know, true. We've gotten the ones that we've expected to get. Ellen Jenkins, of course, we knew about the Superstar a year ago. Jaden Reed, Superstar dev. Awesome. Got a wide receiver duo, at least. Maybe trio if we get someone new. Then we look at the defensive side of the ball, where Gary does not go up in dev, unfortunately, but Upshaw does. Superstar dev, we already knew that. That was guaranteed. That's what Green Bay's missing, man. They just need another good pass rusher. Hell, or even just one good pass rusher. Is Gary, once again, that pass rush last year, not the best. But here it is. Year 2, 90 overall. Can Green Bay beat the Ravens? Going to the end of the game. Left to right is apparently us. Okay, 7-0, not a bad start. 14-0, really good start. 14-0 still. 17-0. And the Ravens do finally score. It's a 10-point game. Huge defensive stop this defense is trying to carry. Offense left the door open, but they finally have a good drive. And the Green Bay Packers are once again world champions. 28-21. And I know there's always the people who are like, it's not world champions, only America plays. It's like, well, if there's no one to beat that title or defend that title, then technically yes. If I decide to make a game in my backyard where I have to throw a potato into a can from 50 feet away and I call myself the world champion, I'm the damn world champion because there's no competitor to take me on. And even that's not really a good analogy. Well, who would have thought that's not a good analogy? That's not a good analogy because nobody knows about me in my backyard and my can and my potato. But obviously everyone, you know, whether they like it or not, everyone knows of the NFL. So I don't care what you say. Then come on over. Take the title away. Let's see it happen. Please don't. Knowing them, they'd freaking do it and they'd end up being better than Americans. Be sad. But of course, Jordan Love, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Not a great performance, but a gritty one, a good one. A Jordan Love performance. I'll put it that way. Jacobs pretty good. Henry not so great. Lamar, every damn quarterback has a good rushing performance against us. Reed was great. Golden was great. Everyone else was kind of mid, to be real. Sacks, 3 sacks for Gary. Gray with 1. Tarrant, the rookie we were looking at actually in the draft. Bullard, Roquan Smith, Trenton Simpson, Nate Hobbs all with picks. And we won the game. I mean, the only player we're losing that really, really matters, obviously Watson had some moments, that huge, passing touchdown, he was massive for us there, but is really Rasheed Walker, which, I mean, who knows? Maybe we can actually free up some money here. Probably not, but maybe. And, yeah, I mean, there's honestly no point in even me showing you the playoff stuff after I, pretty much realized that technically, if I really wanted to, I could literally just save right before the playoffs and then, redo it or whatever, but, take my word for it. I just want good rebuilds. I don't care when we win the Super Bowl or if we win them. I just want them to be good, and what considers them to be good is if you guys enjoy. That's all that matters to me, right? At the end of the day, we can build some pretty good rosters, and we just don't have good success, but it could be funny because we're raging. As long as we're all having a good time, that's a dub to me. Also, DeMarcus Lawrence retired already. What the hell? Is that not, early? As much as Jordan Love's already really good and Golden could use in development, Jordan Love is also the quarterback and a higher overall, older player. The bonus to him is more valuable than Golden, who's super young still. Ooh, and for sure Rashawn Gary on this one, because he's actually developing a little bit still. Might actually be able to hold on to him as the starter for the rest of this thing, especially since we're only doing 2 more seasons. It does appear that some money showed up, though, now. Am I crazy? $41 million. Might be able to get Walker. Oh, man, see, that's the problem, though. He's worth it, though. If I can do a 2-year 38, I'll do it. Yeah, and that 5th year is going to be, or the tag is going to be crazy. I can't. It's just like the fear of missing out. I don't even know if you want to call it that, or just the fact that we did miss out. That just makes me not able to make that contract happen. It's like $18 million per when I could have got him for 13 if more money would have just been there for us when we needed it. $5 million per year more is so expensive. Maybe I should have done it anyways. I don't know. Deron Bland's a free agent. That'd be a cool contract to do. Newsom's a free agent. I'm going to look at Hobbs because, once again, like I said, I think slot is a good spot for him. Is anyone going for Walker? They are, too. Damn. But Deron Bland with Jair Alexander would be pretty insane. Not that we even really probably need corner, but that would be an improvement. Hobbs is good, but not great. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see, because maybe we can even let Nixon go, because obviously these, some of these contracts are due in real life. But we might be going Deron Bland. Yeah, Nixon's contract would actually be up here, so we're going to make that a reality, unfortunately. Do like Nixon quite a bit, especially as a return man. And honestly, I might even trade off freaking Valentine. And we do get him on a 3-year, $52.5 million deal. I think that definitely clears the way for when Hobbs' contract is up that he is gone. But this gives us a very good trio of corners. Problem is, our left tackle spot is pretty wide open. But yeah, I mean, look at that duo of corners. That is filthy. That ain't even fair. I mean, hell, look at the trio. Not even duo. Trio is insane. All right, we are in the draft with, obviously, pick 32. We just won a damn Super Bowl. The question is, who do you take? Because, yes, you could sort of use defensive tackle, but even then, Kenny Clark is still good for now. And if I'm going to use a DT, I want to start them. If I'm going to draft one, I want to start one. I mean, Hayward looks pretty good, I guess, if he's there at 32 somehow, even though he's a 1-2. But I'm not pushed. I'm just not. I don't think we need anybody here. I think future-proofing linemen because, I guess, yeah, we do need a starting lineman, right? We need a starting tackle. Maybe I should have actually looked at tackle. I usually don't look at tackle because he just goes so high. We're going to go to 32, and if there's a tackle there that I like, I'll probably go tackle. Sometimes some 1-2s, some 2-3s that are sitting there. And, of course, Hayward's still there on top of it. Oof. We could just use Belton, but he's like 24 now. Hasn't really gotten a chance to start. Griffin. Nah, I don't love that. I think that's okay, but I don't know if it's enough. What about Amos? Please be better. Okay, Amos does look better, but those reps. Brother, there's no way they can give a 24-rep tackle any sort of hidden dev, right? He's got to be mid. There's no way. That's horrible. Huh. Let's take a look at Belton. You could move Elton Jenkins over as well, but I do like him at center. Belton's a 73 overall. I don't love it. Oh, Banks also making no money. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We extended all the contracts lengthwise, but not actually, value-wise. So, all the contracts all the teams signed are basically, nothing burger contracts, which if everyone's got cheap contracts, that's fine, right? As long as that's the case, which it is the case. I don't know. Do I want to go? I really want to tackle, but those guards don't fit tackle situations. What about Jordan Morgan? Jordan Morgan might be our left tackle. I think Jordan Morgan's our left tackle. You put Banks at right guard again, or you take one of the guards later. I'm going to take Hayward here. I don't really love those tackles. I do want to see that one right tackle later on, but for right now, I just don't like it. So we'll keep in mind. D'Angelo Amos is the guy we're thinking about. But yes, this pick, I think, is going to be Chad Hayward. Doesn't look amazing, but I love the reps. 15 true. I did feel normal dev, but I also felt a good player. 32 in the second is going to be some sort of lineman, and Mercado is the best of the bunch, so that's what we're going to take. Usually the higher the true talent, though, the lower the dev. Not today, though. Hidden dev with really good strength, decent speed. And then, I don't know what you take here, because you don't really need a linebacker anymore with Quay being re-signed, but the value might be worth it. Britton or Carter, maybe? Britton or Carter. Cheeks is 2 to 3, so he's already going to be gone. He's really, really fast, though. He is fast, but not really, really fast. We're going to go for one of those linemen. We trade all this to move up. I don't even know, what was that, 17 spots, I think? Maybe 18 spots to grab yet another lineman. I want to future-proof as much as I can. Also, you got 2 top 5 QBs there. Are they actually top 5s? I mean, that's around 1. Looks pretty good. ABC. Yes, I know those. Key rating's not great there. And then Jeffries. I can't really tell. I actually can't tell if they're close to actual top 5s or not. Probably not. Probably 3 to 4s. But, yeah, offensive lineman Pearson, I think, is going to be our guy. He is. He's going to be our guy. Ben Pearson. Looks like a pretty good pure pass blocker. 61 true. Hidden dev. Vikings give me a pretty good trade here. I get a 5th round next year from them, or 2 years from now, actually, apparently. But I also get a 7th this year, which I'll take some random players. I don't know what the fullback is like, but Andy Thomas. Oh, I probably just summoned him, didn't I? Thankfully, there is an autosave feature. I have no idea how good he was, but I want to see now. If he's good enough to break the damn game. Andy Thomas. There was another fullback I want to see. I don't know what his name was, but I mean, he should be pretty noticeable if he's a decent overall. 75 overall for Chad Hayward. He's a good player. Problem is, he's not a great player, and he's also normal dev, and we can't start him. 75 overall for Mercado, who is going to be our brand new... I mean, he really could just be our left tackle. He's got great finesse. I think I am just going to play him at left tackle. I mean, nothing's telling you have to be a certain height. Oh, and he's a superstar. Yeah, that makes sense. A certain height or a certain length for tackle, but obviously there's advantages to being, longer. And then Pearson, I don't know what the hell he's going to be playing for us. Maybe center if we can't afford Jenkins, so I'll put him at center. Could be superstar for all I know, but didn't look. And then that quarterback is horrible. And we did want to see that tackle if we can find him. There he is, D'Angelo Amos, 73 overall, and he is hidden. 79 strength, and he's a hidden dev. I mean, unless he's superstar, though, our guy was better anyways. And he is, brother. Wow. That one's a bit of a surprising one, I'll be honest. Here we are for Season 3, coming off a Super Bowl win. The team looks elite. Looks really good. 288 overall wide receivers, 95 overall running back, 95 4 overall QB. We could get 95 if we do the training. Wide receiver 3 is Wicks. O-line is a little bit worse off, right? But the team looks great. And then defensively, we are better off at corner. Probably should start Hayward as Kenny Clark anyways. Not looking great. He's 30 years old. Should be 31 in real life. Not great, honestly. And he played really well, though. That's the problem. He's had 29 sacks in 2 years. But you know what? I'm going to do the Madden thing. I'm going to start Hayward. I think I have no choice. You just have no choice, right? We're losing Kenny Clark next year. And technically it would be this year if it was real. And Hayward's a first rounder. I got to start him. I got to get Rookie of the Year if I can. Corners look great, obviously, with Deron Bland. Team looks great. It's just, who can we afford? I don't know. Maybe no one. Negotiation, $72 million. Obviously, you keep Reed. You try to keep Jenkins. Yeah, I don't see an issue yet with contracts, which is pretty cool. I think we're chilling, right? We can keep Jair on a 2-year even. I think we'd afford all of this. $52 million left. Jaden Reed is, he's really not even going to cost that much. 4 year, 67. We have $37 million left. We can pay Jenkins. Let's see, 3 year. Yeah, let's do 2 years. He's 30 years old. He's not the youngest man in the world anymore. $25 million left. We can eat. I mean, if we wanted to, we can keep Kraft, which I do, I suppose. We'll lose Kenny Clark next season. Banks maybe even next season. I think his out is pretty much here. Hobbs is gone. $14 million left, and that's, once again, not counting those other contracts. Carrington Valentine, I think that's going to be our number 3 again going forward. So, 4-year 18, career Packer. Why not? Van Ness, yeah, he's gone. Wicks. I don't hate Wicks' contract here either. But I will draft someone new, I suppose. And we'll have to get a new kicker as McManus is looking kind of bad. Going to the wildcard round, a little bit of a shaky start, but a great finish is going to give us a bye week yet again. 14-3 for this Green Bay Packers team. There was no teams that had even 11 wins, and we had 14. The NFC is booty cheeks. Jacobs, 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns. What a year for Jordan Love. That's MVP. If that's not MVP, that's crazy. Jacobs was great. Reed was amazing. He's probably an X Factor. Golden was great again. Wicks, solid. Kraft, solid. Maybe he goes to superstar, be clutch. O-line, Jenkins, can't go to X Factor, but he might win O-line of the year again. D-line, what are we looking at? 9.5 for Gary, so down year, but good. Hayward, rookie of the year, please. It would make everything all worth it. Gray at 7.5, Upshaw at 7.5. Oliver, a little bit of sackage. Interceptions, pretty tame, actually. McManus, pretty good. Wheelan, pretty good. Kick return, punt return. I don't know why Keenan's a return, man. He's like 6'5", not that fast. MVP, not number 5. I got to see this after. Like, maybe 1, 2 or 3, perhaps. But 5? Offensive Player of the Year, Reed at number 2. Rookie of the Year, yes, worth it. Love wins Best QB. Jacobs number 2 for running back. Reed number 1 for wide receiver. O-line Jenkins wins. We had Tom at number 4. D-line, no. Linebacker, no. DB, definitely not. Kicker at 9. I got to see these QB numbers. Like, how is this season 5th for MVP? That's ridiculous. That is crazy. Let's see it. So Allen I could see. Mahomes I can't see because it's 6 more picks. It is 600 more yards, but it's 6 more picks. Purdy I could definitely see. Yeah, I mean, I would see Jordan Love as QB3. QB3 at minimum on that MVP list, but because his picks are all the way at 4, I mean, I would still say he had a better year than Josh Allen, but I think Josh Allen's probably going to have some rushing numbers. So barring rushing numbers, Jordan Love number 1. And yeah, Josh Allen MVP for sure, 10 touchdowns. But yeah, barring the, take away the rushing touchdowns, Jordan Love number 1. With the rushing touchdowns, it's probably number 3, but they gave him 5. That's crazy work. So plus 5 for Wicks for catching in the playoffs. It said personality plays a factor. I'm not sure what personality that means. Like, is it like it's got to be like a leader? Maybe, I don't know. But the Bears 9-8. What was the division looking like anyway? So 2 other teams in this division made the playoffs. Who was the worst? It was the 7th seed Rams. Couple of 9-8 teams making the playoffs there, which is kind of crazy. But here we go. Yeah, we missed the playoffs year 1 because we're 10-7. And then this one, it has 2 teams that are 9-8 making the play. Actually, it might have been 3 teams that were 9-8, right? Because I think it was the 4th, 6th, and 7th seeds that were all 9-8. Which, I mean, it was at least 2. And that's more than there was at 10-7 that made the playoffs at 9-8. So, oof. Either way, we won a Super Bowl in year 2. So, whatever the process, it had the same result we were looking for. We missed the extra point, I think, right? No, it was field goals. I don't know. Either way, really bad first half. Amazing second half. Will give us the win over the Bears, 34-20, to make the championship round again. 4 touchdowns for Love, 308 yards. I don't remember how our last Packers rebuilds went, but I kind of feel like we actually had crazy ones. No, Gary, what a game. Bullard with a pick, and obviously Upshaw was pretty good. But I feel like we've had a lot of Packers rebuilds where we win a lot of Super Bowls, and it kind of almost feels like, oh, he's only doing it because he's a Packers fan. Trust me, that's not it. I think obviously for this Madden specifically, like I said, I think the Packers' offensive scheme is the best in the entire game. So to me, it makes sense why we would do well, at least on offense. As the Cowboys, I mean, if this is real life, you definitely feel pretty good about the Packers. We won a Super Bowl year 2 with the Cowboys in our most recent rebuild. See if the Cowboys can win theirs in year 3. Hopefully not. And it's a snowy one. This should be all advantage Green Bay. Here we go, going to the end of the game. Cowboys score 7 to start. We get nothing. They drive down. They get nothing. We get 7 back. It's 7 all. 14-7 now. 14 all right before halftime. Clutched up. They almost got a freaking field goal or a touchdown there And right now, we're just kind of playing catch-up. We had a chance to go ahead. We don't do it. Here we do, though, but it's only by 3. The Cowboys could drive down for the game winner here. They do not for the moment, but then they go for it on 4th and 4. They convert. Touchdown wins them the game. 3rd and 3. This is honestly for all the marbles here. In a way. Like, obviously, if they don't get it, they can get the tie, but I think if we're not out here, they are scoring the game-winning touchdown. Let's see if we can get out here and make a play, though. Oliver, I mean, they got all the time in the world. Throw! And he throws an errant ball. Why did the game just force Jair out of the end zone? Hello? I literally turned around instantly, and he ran all the way out of the end zone to get taken down to the 1. But honestly, a part of me is like, you know what? That's just kind of the type of guy Jair is. He might actually just do that in real life. So, I mean, you got to get out of the end zone here. And Jacobs will obviously easily do that, and we will win the game. We're going to sim this out. Jacobs gets the first down anyways, and we're going to win 24-21 over the Dallas Cowboys, who I thought was at least making the freaking overtime happen. Dak threw a pick. Dak failing to clutch out a game. Who would have thought? And we're headed back to another Super Bowl. Jair with a pick right there at the end. Parsons, Mozzie Smith, they were way better in the pass rush than we were. I guess we had a lot of halves, so a lot of blitzing. And we're going to be taking on the Bills. I guess even then, I was about to say, I guess one way I can kind of do it is like game to game, but you could still save, right? Either way, whatever. Bills win by a lot against the Steelers. Bills win by only 7 against the Colts, and then they win by 4 against the Bengals. So not the most convincing wins, but wins nonetheless, and that's really all that matters. Let's take a look at our dev-ups before we hop on in. We have the better team, of course, as our team is truly, really elite. Jaden Reed, 91 overall, X Factor. Tucker Craft does not get to Superstar, which is a disappointment, but X Factor Jaden Reed looking good. Then we want to look at the defensive side of the ball, where we are going to see no dev-ups. Actually, Hayward by 2. I didn't think he would go to Superstar. I guess actually that makes sense. Very good decision to start him, right? He is ridiculous. Oh, they also found a way to make him speed rusher? That's actually surprising. I don't even know how that's physically possible. Unless he was like balanced across. I have no idea, actually. I really don't know how he's a finesse guy at all. Auto upgrade him. I didn't do a single manual upgrade. We'll take it, though. I mean, that's how, obviously, we would have done it. Gary's also an 88 overall, which is awesome. He's good. 90 power. I mean, he should be good, right? He had some really good seasons. I think he had, like, what? I don't even know how. Maybe I was mistaking him and Kenny Clark. I think Gary was the one with 29 sacks in 2 years, right? He's been good. That's all I can say. As we head into the Super Bowl against the Bills. Chance at 2-peat. Going to the end of the game, the Bills, left to right, will score 3. We will score nothing. We'll get a stop. We'll score nothing again. We'll get a stop. We'll score 7. We'll get a stop. We'll score nothing. His defense is literally like handing the keys to the win, and our guys just can't drive. His second half, we do get the touchdown. We are now down by 3, up by 4. Now the defense is struggling. Down by 3, up by 4. And it appears, barring any miracle, we have won back-to-back Super Bowls with the Green Bay Packers. 28-24. The Packers have done it again. We've already seen the Super Bowl thing. I don't really care about that. It's just winning matters as long as we see the ceremony once. Josh Allen, I guess both guys threw under 60%. They were not very accurate, but 3 touchdowns for Jordan Love is going to be great every time. Also a rushing touchdown for Jordan Love. Jacobs was great, finally. Reed was solid. Golden had a game. Kraft was okay. Take a look at the sacks. None in the entire game. 1 pick for Deron Bland. Cade York missed a field goal, which might have played a factor, right? Because they were down by 4, so if it was like, 4th and 3, they probably went for it, failed it, instead of going for the game-winning field goal. Or the game-leading field goal, at least. The team still had a chance to drive down. But another Super Bowl win for the Packers. Going for year 4 here. Chance at a 3-peat. I doubt it, but at the same time, the team's good and the scheme's great, so it also would not be a surprise either. Let's take a look if anyone retired on us. It would just be mentors anyways, right? So it doesn't really matter. But Danico Autry retires. And I think Kenny Clark would be out here at this point, so we'll have to see if that is something we can do, just force him out of the team. See if also we can force Banks off the team as well. Jordan Morgan, 5th-year option. He's a right guard, so I don't need to do that. Hobbs, not a bad contract, but we've got Carrington Valentine, so let's not. And then Wicks, on a 1-year 7.5, I'd do it. Nice. Clutched up. We'll take that contract. Everyone else, though, will be a free agent. And yeah, this is technically 2028 we're in, so Kenny Clark would have no contract. And then I'll have to take a look at Aaron Banks. His dead hit would be 6.7, so we're going to add that money and then release him for the loss. Like, unless Aaron Banks is goated in real life, it's almost undoubtedly that he is just not going to be playing for the team in 2028. I really probably don't even need to add that money because, like I said, we've extended everyone the same way. You know, like DK Metcalf, I think, might be a 5-year, whatever his normal value was. We basically just extended the value across the board just because it's just, there was so many contracts. But that actually might be something I go in and edit just to make it even more realistic. But throughout this one, I mean, the money wouldn't have mattered. We were holding 20 plus mil per year anyways, extra. So it wouldn't have mattered. Like, I think the one guy we might have lost, maybe Tucker Kraft, possibly. And even then, that would have been a blessing in disguise because Parker has more potential anyways. Looking at free agency, though, I don't think you're going to spend money here. I don't even think we have an opening on the team, even if we wanted to spend money. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to spend money here. But obviously, there's a couple guys at the top. Maybe you want to go for a new tackle or a corner. But I mean, you don't need a new corner for sure. And then new tackle. Our left tackle's a superstar. He's probably at least an 80 by now already. Pick 32. What do we got? We had some edge rushers, but there was a 2-3, so I'm not really too pushed to like force my way up there. Ooh, Leclerc was actually not bad. We have the edge rusher Middleton. Gary needs a contract next year, along with a bunch of other guys, and I feel like you got to future-proof any of the tough positions if you can, and Middleton's a tough position to grab. 2-3, 31 true talent. He's actually hitting as well, which is not super common for us, although I say that, but we've actually kind of had a little bit of a streak going on. We need safety. You know, we have Bullard and McKinney needing contracts. There's no way we could afford both, right? I imagine. Let's see if those safeties are still there. All of them are actually still there. You also do have John Underwood. The tough one because I do like Leclerc, and you do have Jaden Reed needing a contract, but I think you just pay Jaden Reed. So let's... is it Jaden Reed that needs a contract? Somebody needs a contract. I don't know who it was, but somebody I'm pretty sure needed a contract. O-line, I mean, needs some contracts. I think linebacker might have needed one. I think Edgerrin Cooper. O-line, you know what? I think we're fine there with O-line. I think we're going to go with safety. Who's the best looking safety? 4.39 is a 2-3. Chris Caldwell. Don't know the coverage ratings, though. But yeah, I think you probably do lose McKinney, so we are going to go safety. I imagine. Majet. Let's go Majet. I think the hybrid types are usually pretty good. He's pretty damn fast. Straight line, at least. True talent, 8. Got to be normal, though. Yeah, if they're in the top 10 and they're a DB... unless they're truly generational, it's just, yeah, they're pretty much guaranteed to be normal dev. And then with this pick, I don't know, O-line. We trade 2 fifths this year, a 4th this year, and a 5th next year to move up to this pick with the Chargers. We actually keep our 3rd this year, which might allow us to double up on O-line or take one of the linebackers. I think the linebacker's probably the smarter move. Bryce Bradford is going to be the pick. Really solid key ratings there. Probably going to be normal dev. Nope, hit him. We've been hitting on the O-line lately. And surprisingly enough, 2 linebackers that I kind of wanted fall all the way to our spot. So we're going to take whoever is better. I think Locklear's faster, but who's actually more talented? It might be Glover. Let's take a look at the actual speed ratings, though. So 4.44, elite, good, great, good. I think that's going to be pretty hard to beat, especially from someone who's 6'3", but let's see. And it's actually not bad. He's actually pretty close. Super consistent across the board, too. I think I am going to go Locklear. I'm going to go for him. 56. True. Unfortunately, normal dev. We'll have to take a look at the other guy. But, yeah. Maybe we made the wrong call. We took a kicker with our last pick. He had good accuracy, power, but his accuracy was terrible. So I have no idea how good he is. We need a kicker, though. So I took what I cooked. Did what I did. Middleton, really solid power move. Good enough block shed, and obviously hidden development trait. And obviously X Factor. Wow. Okay, yeah, well, I mean, even if we can afford Gary, that pretty much knocks Gary out of being a starter next season, I'll tell you that much. Not that we'll be here for that anyways, but Majet, he'll be our new strong, well, not new strong safety, but probably our new strong safety once McKinney's gone. O-line, I don't really care too much. I'm more honestly curious to see what Locklear is like compared to, I think it was Glover. Locklear actually does look pretty balanced too, so, I mean, even if the guy's like star, I don't hate our guy at all, but yeah, we need a new kicker. That kicker sucks. Every other kicker, though, had B and C accuracy. They were just terrible. All poor, decent, and marginal kick powers. Really bad. And then here's Glover, the 90 speed, 72 overall, also normal development trait. And I think also Hamilton, he was on our list too, right? Maybe it was Parker, I don't know. But 74 overall Hamilton, this is the guy we should have taken. Yeah, that is a miss. That is a little bit of a miss. See what his dev is. Yeah, star dev, but our guy was good anyways. He's a backup regardless, so obviously wanted to start him, but we're not going to be here for year 5 anyways. Thankfully, because these contracts are going to get crazy. The final season, not that we even need it since we've already won 2 Super Bowls, but yeah, the team looks great, 92 overall. You know, a bunch of 90s in the skill positions. Jacobs obviously regressing a bit. He's 29 years old now. Not a huge fan of that. This might be his like last year of being like truly an elite player. Definitely would need a running back going forward, but the team looks really solid. I mean, if let's say you lose Gary because you can't afford him, or you don't want to afford him because you got other players you need to pay. You got Middleton, the X Factor, ready to go, right? Cornerbacks, Jair is on a 2-year, so he's got 1 more year left after this, and Bland's got at least another year. And I mean, we'll see what this contract situation is going to look like. I'd say it probably does get a little messy, but at the same time, I also wouldn't be surprised to see us just walk right through it like it's nothing. $95 million, okay, it might get a little ugly here. McKinney, man, these are some really good players that we're losing. Man, do you lose Jacobs? So Oliver, I think, is guaranteed gone. Morgan might be gone. Belton's gone. Who do they pay going forward, though? Upshaw, you don't want to lose Upshaw for sure. Obviously, Gary and Oliver are gone. Golden, you obviously do not want to lose. So you keep Golden if you can. Okay, we'll probably pay him a little bit more. And they have $72 million left. You want to keep at least one of the safeties. $22 million is a lot of money, but he is a very good player, and he doesn't even take that. So we have $53 million left after that. I would like to do a 1 year for Jacobs because he's on the older side. I don't think he would take this though. 1 year 15. So we'll have to maybe do a tag. And then Edrin Cooper is actually not that bad now that I've really kind of thought about it. 5 year 80. Thank you. So you're down to $23 million left, losing McKinney, Gary, Oliver, Jordan, Morgan. I don't hate that actually. That's fine. I think that's fine, but then you have the edge rusher going forward. We'll see. And we're in the playoffs, but this time no bye week, barely even in the playoffs. 10-7, barely operating inside the realm of the postseason. Jordan Love, I mean, it's another good year. It's just for some reason we just lost more games than usual. Receivers were solid. Blocking was great. Quarterbacking, running back, all that was great. Pass rush was, it's fair enough. Gray, Gary, it's like the same name, just rearranged letters. Hayward and Upshaw were good, but not great. Jair with 4 picks. McLaughlin, new kicker. Maybe that was the problem because he missed a lot of kicks. Wheelan, a little bit worse than normal, but still in the 50-yard range, or 50 yards per punt range. MVP goes Mahomes. Love at number 6. Was that all the NFC? No, there's no goof. No goofball. Any awards for us? No. We're not going to win a damn thing. But we're back in the playoffs. Still with a chance at a three-peat. Might not be as good of a chance since we had to play in the wildcard round, but we are still a really good team, and we've made it. We are headed on to the end of the game. 7-0. 7-7. Vikings with 14 points now. Sun has setting. It is a 7-point game. Our lead nearing the fourth quarter. The Vikings get a field goal. We get a touchdown. It's going to make it really tough on them. It's a 3-point game. They do have the ball. They're in range. And they will kick a field goal. It's going to be an overtime game. 3rd and 9. They get the conversion. Turning the ball over. And with that 3rd and 10 conversion, this rebuild is going to end in a wild card loss following back-to-back Super Bowl wins. That is miles worse than what happened to the Chiefs. Miles worse. Well, is it? It's less fun, for sure. But yeah, I suppose making it all the way to the Super Bowl is the, three-peat, never done before. Gotta have, sort of never happened before. And championship Packers, sort of, kind of. But, yeah, they could actually do this. They actually could do this. Nope. Yeah, get smoked, unfortunately. But, yeah, this is also pretty bad. We lose by 3 to the Vikings. Our division rivals, mind you, trying to go for 3 straight wins. And, nope, we are denied ASAP. And they don't even take our spot to the Super Bowl. They freaking let the Eagles in, and the Jets are also in, ironically enough, with the Jets actually winning. Okay. That's kind of crazy. But anyways, it is time to look at the roster as we head on out. We're not going to look at the linemen because it's none of the drafted linemen. Obviously Jordan Morgan sort of, but not really from this latest class. Tucker Kraft, though, insanely athletic. He's 88 speed in the game. I mean, he's fast, but is he 88 speed fast? I don't know. 93 catch, solid run block, great route running, great catching, superb tight end. Very good player, obviously, but still star development trait. Jaden Reed, he's 28 now. 92 overall. Really good route running, especially short route. Release is pretty iffy, but he's a very good player, obviously. Then, of course, you have another short wide receiver, but with a lot more speed in Matthew Golden. It's kind of crazy, though. Remember, it's not even that long ago in Madden, but short route's a little iffy, but he's great otherwise. That you used to get speed upgrades. Most of these guys would have been 99 speed. Especially Golden. Jacobs, do you really care? I guess. He's a 91 overall. He's regressed, but at 30 years old, he's still pretty good. He's just lost a bit of his speed, unfortunately, which I think this is good. I put the the running back regression sliders on 50%, and then I put 29 and 30 for years of age in general to down 10%, so down to 90, which I think makes for some pretty good regression points. I think those are fair. And then let's take a look at the defense now. You can see those players, Jordan Love, all those guys are really looking good. Defense, so these are the guys that glowed up the most, in my opinion, and they needed to the most. Bullard, it's hard to not see him as a great player every single time you do a rebuild. The only issue is his block shed, which as the deep safety, I don't really mind that much. Let's take a look now at McKinney, though. 95 overall, 29 years old. Couldn't afford him, unfortunately, but if you're going to lose one or the other, obviously you're going to lose the guy that's a bit older and not as good, kind of. Bullard, though, really developed super nicely. Oliver, he wasn't great, but he was good, serviceable. Colin Oliver. Oh, they made him a pass rush. No wonder why he was getting pass rush numbers. Okay, so we kind of had an Eagles scheme going on, if you will, a little bit. Doesn't surprise me, I suppose, but yeah. Kind of sucks that, we were winning games anyways. I don't really care, but it kind of sucks that we had the kind of wrong scheme fit player out there, but that's pretty much how 99% of rosters are anyways with EA's terminology or lack thereof. Cooper, Walker, and Oliver all stuck at star dev, though. I know Oliver started as a normal anyways, but coverage from Cooper is great. Block shed's not the best, though. That might have actually been a pass coverage, not field general, right? I imagine. Jair, though, 92 overall, 31 years old. Still looking great, though. Press man, God. Zone is amazing. He's a really good corner still. Then on the other side, Deron Bland, guy that we actually kept in that Cowboys rebuild. Deron Bland's looking very good as well. 29 years old, and he's still got many years still. At least a couple, with these corners still being very high overalls. Carrington Valentine, we'll take a look at. Once upon a time, he was sort of a starter. He's been number 3 for the most of this thing. Great zone coverage. 26, 80 overall. He's a good player. Not a great player, but a good one. Then we look at the rest of the defensive line. Of course, you see Middleton, the X factor. He'll be the starter next season if we were to play. Upshaw, 91 overall, amazing pass rusher. He actually did pretty consistently well. We've had a lot of times where normal dev, star dev, superstar, even X factors have done under 5 sacks a season for the first couple of years, but he was at least competing, right? Rashawn Gary, really good power move, pretty good number. I actually want to see those numbers again in a sec. I'm going to take a look at the DTs first, though, but I'm pretty sure he had 2 seasons with 14.5, right? Unless that was Kenny Clark. Eric Gray, though, 87 overall, really good finesse, superstar dev. And didn't have a whole lot of dev ups in this one where, we got them just naturally. It's a lot of award win stuff, but also not so bad either. Hayward, of course, still superstar dev, 89 overall. The DTs actually glowed up hard. They looked really good. But yeah, let's take a look at Rashawn Gary's sack total, because I think it was 14.5, 14.5, 9.5. It was 14, 14.5, 9.5, 10. So, double digits every single season if you average them out easily. So he actually did kind of turn it around a little bit. Looks really good. Anyways, though, that is going to be it for our quote-unquote realistic style rebuild of the Green Bay Packers. Not necessarily a team that absolutely needed it, but also at the same time, if you took away the Packers scheme, I don't know if we even win one Super Bowl, because the team is good, but yet again, not great. Developed nicely, because once again, that scheme does really elevate most rosters. Let me know what team would you like to see next. I'm not sure if this would have come out before or after a Jaguars rebuild, because I kind of got a little early start on the Jaguars rebuild, so I have no idea if you've already seen the Jaguars or you will see one. So vice versa. If you've already seen the Jaguars, this is after, obviously, And if you haven't seen, then Jaguars is probably next. But let me know what team you'd like to see next regardless. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff on the channel, like our brand new Team Builder Relocation Fantasy Draft franchise, the Chupacabras. Check that out. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. And that is basically it. Thanks for watching. I'll be guys come back for next video, but until next video, see ya. And as always, shout out to the members of the channel, especially returning member Urban X Gamer. Appreciate you a ton. And all of the members that we have here on the channel. If you're not a member already, you're thinking about becoming one, click the join button next to the subscribe button. We have a monthly members-only rebuild on the 15th of every month. We'll obviously have a little bit of a back catalog if you haven't been a member yet. And then obviously here in a moment here, we're going to have another rebuild on the 15th. So regardless, remember or not, appreciate y'all for watching and